big man who, for some reasons, had been struggling in finals against, that boy who I believe Rafael Nadal more or less brought up to say, well, where I left it off. You continue this battle, Carlos Alcaraz. I mean, I won't even lie. I will admit my bias here. I'm so happy that Novak Djokovic has done the business. And you could see it yesterday. He was in tears after, winning gold, clinching gold, the first and maybe possibly the only he will ever win in his career at the Olympics, as he becomes the newest member of elite club with Paris Olympics gold medal. Once again,
Djokovic, like you said, joined that set of golden slam to have won everything in tennis. He put his life on the line yesterday. Battling with knee injury, knew that was the last chance. The oldest man in the final at any Olympic against the second youngest. Alcaraz has been a nightmare and, of course, a nemesis, but he had to find a way to make sure that, hey, this one will not go past me, and he did. Super for him. And it began that question again, if he's the greatest tennis player of all time.
What makes you the greatest? Is it about winning the highest number of slams? Because if that is the maybe sole qualifier, I think undoubtedly he will, because he will win that 25th and possibly 26th Grand Slam. Or there are other factors?
Well, it's an individual game, that is tennis, and their achievement and success and calling it that gold status might actually be put into what they achieved. The biggest has to be the Grand Slam. It's got 24. It's won. Actually, whatever you can think about in the game of tennis, I don't think any other, tennis player has got what Djokovic has gotten. He's got a whole lot for himself, a lot that you cannot. I was solving through yesterday and trying to check his achievement, and it was actually something that you cannot take away from him. Super. To some, it might not be the best. To some, is the best. Out of the big three, is the most hated. People love Federer more than Nadal, but for Djokovic, I think it's the most hated out of the three, and so. But then, for someone who have achieved all this,
the big four.
There's no big four.
Okay.
Don't let the Brit put us in one corner. I don't think big four. It's just the big three, and so. But kudos to him. He's achieved everything, and maybe more is still coming.
Maybe more will still come. On our Facebook fan page this morning, Splash FM 1055 Live. We have chosen to highlight his achievement, this latest one, which is Olympic gold. And we're asking you to say a word about Novak Djokovic, who maybe, just maybe, is on his way to becoming the greatest ever tennis player. To be the greatest, you have to make sure you're not leaving any room for haters. Let me use his word. But he didn't win this one now.
Well, I think no matter how great you can be, there will still be some who will feel like, I don't like you. It's just...
we know that.
Yeah.
But they won't be able to objectively analyze why he's not the greatest. You can choose to hate the greatest.
Yeah, of course. But then when you come
subjectively say, his page has been updated. That Serbian tennis player and Olympic champion has been ranked number one for a record total of 428 weeks in a record 13 different years by the ATP, and finished as the year-end number one, a record 8 times. Djokovic has won a record 24 Grand Slam men's singles titles, including a record 10 Australian Open titles. Overall, he has won 99 singles titles, including a record 72 big titles. So, if you look at it, this guy is writing his own history, and, let's see how it goes. Please, again, we'd like you to have your say on our Facebook fan page. It doesn't have to be about Djokovic alone. You can also drop your comment about anything else that appeals to you in the world of sport. Team Nigeria at 2024 Paris Olympic Games. We must talk about our own, starting with the Tigers. Nigeria's women national basketball team made history yesterday at the Olympics as they became the first African basketball team to reach the quarterfinals of the Olympic Games. They defeated Canada 79-70 to seal a place in the last 8. Ray, I'm coming back to the girls. Favor Ofili defies mental block to win heat 6 of the women's 200 meters in a time of 22.24 seconds and book a place in the semi-final. Samuel Agazi booked his place in the semi-final of the men's 400 meter after coming in heat 4. He clocked a time of 44.50 seconds. Meanwhile, Chidi Okezie could only finish fourth in heat 1 of the men's 400 meters in a time of 45.52 seconds. However, all hope is not lost for Chidi. He will have a chance to book a place in the semi-final in the recharge chase. That's the best losers. The duo of Koinsola Ajayi and Favor Ashe couldn't go beyond the semi-final in the men's 100 meters. Koinsola Ajayi couldn't replicate the form that took him to the semis as he ended his race in 6th position in the time of 10.13 seconds, while Favor Ashe ran a time of 10.08 seconds to also finish 6th. I mean, this is where the big boys and girls are performing. So every second, every millisecond may count against you. We'll tell you about Nice, who actually won the 100 meters by, I think, 0.005 seconds. So it does matter. In the women's armor throw, Oyesade Olatoye could only finish 14th with a mark of 66.41 meters, despite making history as Nigeria's first ever cyclist at the Olympics. Ese Ukpeseraye recorded a DNF, that is, did not finish in the women's road race event. And for today's event, at 9:05, you have Ezekiel Nathaniel, who will be competing at the men's 400 meters hurdles. At 10:20, Chidi Okezie for the men's 400 meters rope charge. 10:55, Ella Onojuwevo in the women's 400 meters. By 10:55, same time, Esther Joseph in the women's 400 meters. 2 p.m. in the afternoon, wrestling will take center stage, and Blessing Obobo Odudu will be making a show. And of course, at 6:55 p.m., Udodi Onwuzurike in the men's 200 meter will also be in action. Meanwhile, Nigerian sprinter Favor Ofili fired a warning at other contenders in the women's 200 meters at the ongoing Paris 2024 Olympics after winning a heat with a new season's best of 22.24 seconds on Sunday. I am still angry with the fact that for whatever reason, it has been made impossible for her to be at 100 meters, but maybe she's putting it behind her. Yeah. We should also put it behind us as well. But tell me, I mean, let's talk about the Tigress of Nigeria. We'll also take a break on Sport Bank.
Yeah, I mean, big one for them. They just have to take that against Canada, and they won massively. Won 2 games. Yesterday was just about historical. First African team to win 2 games at the Olympic Games. First African team, male or female, to also reach the quarterfinals. I mean, that actually sensed something for me. What if we have a proper structure in Nigeria? I can't imagine what we can achieve. I mean, this is just a break apart, put things together, spirit of Nigeria, things happen. It's not because there was a certain level of preparation or there was something extraordinarily done. But these are just the girls that have been, and these have been happening over the years. And yet, but then big one, they'll be facing USA on Wednesday. And as somebody tweeted yesterday, bring USA. And somebody said, what is bring USA? If they bring USA now, there will be trouble. And just this morning, I saw USA. I said, I don't call them.
Let's take a break. I mean, USA is beatable.
Yes.
Don't forget that the WNBA is not the same
as the NBA.
As the NBA.
But then, there's a class apart.
I understand. We'll be back.